Hello Virgo and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for June 2023 looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, and the whole point of the reading is to answer the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall oracle cards, overall energy, and clarified that. With a separate tarot deck, I have the deck that I'll be using already shuffled, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. I had someone tell me that I need to get a new mic. I'm working on it. I'm doing some research, so bear with me if my voice kind of goes in and out. All right, Virgo, in your recent past, you have trust, all will be well with the High Priestess in reverse. I feel like things were not going well in your recent past, and I feel like there was a lot of it just feels like you were put through a lot of trials and tribulations. It just kind of maybe it was one thing after another, or it just felt like you couldn't get a leg up on life. No matter how hard you tried, it just kind of seems like you weren't able to break through the barrier that you were trying to. Now, I don't like saying it this way, but it kind of feels like it was a testing period for you. I don't necessarily believe the universe tests us. I think that our lessons are brought back up in different forms to see if we've learned it the first time or not. So in a way, it can be a test, but it's not necessarily I don't know. I don't like that word. It makes it seem like it's a pass or fail kind of ordeal, when in reality, it's either are you ready to break a cycle or do you need to repeat it? And repeating a cycle is never anything to be ashamed of. We all repeat cycles all the time for the rest of our lives. But I do feel like everything is coming into balance for you. Now, I say that because balance has been a really big part of this overall energy, because in your current energy, you have step into your power with the Justice here. So it's almost like you were taken out of your power so that you could step back into it. Kind of like Phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy, but with the Libra energy kind of coming through here, it just feels like it's like that karmic balance that eventually has to happen. When you go long enough with things not going your way, eventually the tables have to turn, right? Eventually the tables start to turn in your favor. And I feel like that's starting to happen, because then in your immediate future, we're not there yet, but you have find a balance with the full moon and Libra card. So this is definitely coming through in two different forms. And I feel like you're needing to kind of, step into your power in order to make this happen. So this is definitely going to be up to you. For me as a tarot reader, I don't really feel like it is my job to tell you what is going to happen in your future. I feel like I can tell you more about how to handle your future so that you can create the best possible circumstances for yourself, because we are way more in control of our reality than we give ourselves credit for. Now, in your immediate future, you do have find the balance, like I mentioned, with that Queen of Pentacles. This Queen of Pentacles I'm seeing as your energy. Whether you are male or female, that does not matter. This is just kind of more alluding to your feminine energy. We all have feminine and masculine energy. So this is kind of saying you're needing to find a balance within, because I feel like you really got thrown off in your recent past. And now it's almost like bringing yourself back to center so that you can take the right steps for yourself forward. I don't know what that looks like. These energies feel very similar to me, so I'm not sure exactly how tarot is going to differentiate them, but I do feel like stepping into your power is what is going to help you come into this balance. I don't even necessarily know what this balance is referring to yet. We'll see when we dive in. But all right, Virgo, let's start by looking at your recent past. Recent past for Virgo, clarifying trust all will be well with the High Priestess in reverse. Recent past for Virgo, clarifying trust all will be well. I didn't feel like that was supposed to happen. Recent past for Virgo, clarifying trust all will be well with the High Priestess in reverse. It was supposed to come out at will again. The Chariot with the Temperance in reverse. I feel like you were frustrated in the way that things were progressing, because I do feel like things were moving forward, but not in the way you wanted. Or it was okay, actually, I want more on this message with the Chariot and the Temperance in reverse. Clarifying the Chariot with the Temperance in reverse for Virgo's recent past. Ace of Cups in reverse with the Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like you were really tired of the way things were. It just felt like you weren't actually like things might have been moving forward, but not to like the extent you wanted them to or in the way you wanted them to. And I feel like it brought you into this energy of like burnout. You got very tired of it, tired of the way things had been. Now, I also feel like this is like that trial and tribulation period that I was talking about. Like it feels like you had to go through this, because if there's anything that I've learned, it's that when we're on the path that we're supposed to be on, when we're trying to get into alignment with our desires, we face so many obstacles, and those obstacles are where most people give up. And those are kind of like the trials and tribulations, like when it feels like things aren't going your way, or you're facing a lot of fear, or you're facing a lot of your limiting beliefs manifesting into reality. Like those are the times when you have to keep like pushing forward, because although it feels like things weren't working out for you, I feel like they were actually setting you up for things to work out for you, even though it didn't feel like that in your recent past. Because I do feel like it was like this period of test. I don't know. It's weird. Weird that keeps coming through. Recent past here for Virgo. Recent past for Virgo. So here's this opportunity that you want. Nine of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and then there's that Nine of Wands in reverse, which literally means obstacles. So it's interesting because the opportunity that you're wanting wasn't able to manifest yet. It's like, I don't know if you weren't ready for it, or if it's just like divine timing was really at play. And that's one thing. That's another thing I've really learned, is that when we're trying to attract the desires that we want, the abundance that aligns with our path, with our highest self, with our spiritual journey, the universe doesn't give you what it is that you desire until you're, of course, first the person that can attract it, but also the person that can sustain it. Because sustaining your abundance is actually the hardest part. It's why most of us as human beings are actually afraid of our own success, because we don't know if we're going to be capable of sustaining it, because we don't believe that we're capable or deserving or whatever the case is. So in your recent past, you were having to go through a lot of these obstacles. Like, and I feel like it got to the point where you're like, okay, I'm so done with these obstacles. And that's where that burnout kind of came from. But yet at the same time, it's almost like, okay, if you want to attract financial abundance, then you have to be someone who believes they are deserving and capable of the abundance they want to attract. If you want to attract love into your life, you have to become the person that loves themselves so deeply that that love is then reflected back at you. When you want to attract something, you have to go through the things that you need to go through to align your vibration with whatever it is you want to attract. It's kind of like if you look into the law of attraction and the way that it works, it's like tuning your frequency to a certain, like if you think of like old radios, like tuning to a certain frequency, and that frequency being whatever it is that you want to attract. And in order to get there, like, so say the vibration of the love that you desire is here, and you're here, you're needing to raise your vibration to get, into alignment with that thing, or whatever the case is, like raise or move around or whatever the case is. And the way that we do that is by facing our obstacles. I feel like this is not coming through clear. But what I'm getting at is that the obstacles that you've been going through have been actually creating the foundation for you to attract and have whatever it is that you want. So hold on to that, because I do feel like things are, the wheel is going to turn in your favor. Reset past for Virgo. Reset past for Virgo, please. Reset past for Virgo. Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. And then there you are. Queen of Pentacles and the Moon with that World in reverse. Okay. It kind of feels like it's this energy of like investing in something, putting time and energy into something, and it just never becoming what you wanted it to be. Now, through that, you were facing a lot of fear, and the fear being that you're never going to get to where you want to be, you're never going to have the outcome you want, you're never going to be fulfilled or happy or whatever the case is, right? And the fear that arose in your recent past is ironically the fear that's keeping you from what it is that you want. And I feel like that's kind of what this balance is talking about, is learning to find a balance between faith and fear. Because you're never going to wake up one day. I just talked about this a little bit in the Capricorn reading, but you're never going to wake up one day and your fear is just going to be gone. Like, your fear will always exist. The fear that you are not enough, the fear that you are not capable, the fear that that your desires aren't meant for you, whatever the fear is, all of those, maybe even, those are never going to go away. But the more that you learn to believe your faith over your fear, the less you will allow your fear to control you. And so there's this need to recognize that a spiritual journey and the growth that you're going through and all of the things that you're facing, it's not about things getting easier. It's not about getting to a point where you're like, oh, wow, I'm not afraid of everything and everything just works out for me so smoothly and life is just so easy for me now. No, it's not about that. It's about getting to a point where your faith is stronger than all of the things that you fear about your current reality and your future reality. And so that is what you have been going through, is a lot of the fear. And a lot of times, in order to create our faith, we wade through a lot of fear. Our fear is what is the foundation for our faith. The more that we go through fear, the more that we experience painful situations and difficult times and darkness that kind of arises in that time period of our life, is how our faith is created. Our faith is forged in the fire. And so if you feel like things have just been like just not going well and you've been experiencing nothing but fear and frustration and insecurity and anxiety and all of that, know that that is happening so that you can stop allowing your fear, frustration, and anxiety and insecurity to control you. Because that is the key here. That is how you step into your power, is you choose your faith over your fear. And I feel like that's a lot of where your balance is coming from. So let's get current energy for Virgo. I want to redo that. Current energy for Virgo, clarifying step into your power with the Justice card. This is for Virgo's current energy. One more. This is for Virgo's current energy, please. Okay, I said one more. Virgo's current energy, clarifying step into your power with the Justice card. Current energy for Virgo, please. Four of Pentacles. Ooh. 10 of Swords in reverse. I like this. And then there's that Justice in reverse. Virgo, I really do believe that what this is saying is that the worst is behind you. You've been through the fear. You've been through the darkness. You've been living in that darkness. And you're starting to see the light. Whether or not that's happening yet, that's the energy that's coming through. The light is starting to shine. And though things haven't necessarily changed, I feel like you're in, because remember, it's as above, so below, as within, so without. Even though your as without hasn't changed, your environment, your circumstances hasn't changed, you're starting to change. And as you start to change, as your faith becomes stronger, as you start to lean more on the universe, as you start to believe more in yourself and your potential and your deservingness, things will start to change. So it starts within. So if you are stuck in this energy of feeling like, oh my gosh, things aren't happening, but then you're able to realize that you're not reacting to situations as much as you used to, or your fear isn't as much in control as it has been in the past. Look at that as the bigger win. Because when you change within, the outside is easy. Manifesting your reality is easy. It's doing the inner work. That's the tough part, which I guess in turn makes manifesting your reality not really easy. But what I'm getting at is that the as without part is completely dependent on the as within, or the so without part is dependent on this as within. So step into your power and recognize, look back at what you've been through. Look at the things that you have overcome and be like, dang, I did that. I went through that, and I'm standing, and I'm stronger now than I would have been if I hadn't have gone through that. And now I'm able to take what I have learned and transfer all of the fear that I just had to face into faith and into a better reality for myself. So give yourself a little bit of credit, because you've been through a lot, and you deserve to feel good about that. Current energy for Virgo. It takes a while, but if you're able to, there's the Justice again. It takes a while, but if you're able to do the healing that you need to do, you will eventually be able to look at everything you've been through as a blessing in disguise. Even if you're looking at this video right now and you're like, there's no way in hell I'm ever going to look at this as a blessing in disguise. If you're able to do the healing and you're able to understand why things had to happen the way they did, what kind of blessing this is trying to lead you to, then you will be able to see that everything is happening for you, not to you. It's so hard to feel that way when you're in the middle of a journey. So here's this Justice again. I feel like this is saying that I need to clarify this Justice. So I want to clarify this Justice for Virgo's current energy, please. Clarifying this Justice card for Virgo's current energy. Three of Pentacles. This is just talking about you stepping into your power to get what you deserve. This Justice is talking what you are deserving, which is this Three of Pentacles. The pieces falling into place for you. And I feel like that sounds really vague, but I also feel like this is a general reading and I can't get too specific, but I feel like, and those pieces falling into place, they might not look like what you think they will, but however they fall into place, it's going to be better than whatever you currently want to happen. So essentially what I'm saying is things are either going to work out for you the way that you want, or that's going to be better. How cool is that, right? Now that's always the case. It's just oftentimes we create our own, and I talked about this in a video I posted last week, but we create our own emotional turmoil when we attach ourselves to certain outcomes. And we say things have to go this way, or else I'm not going to be happy, or else they're not working out for me, or whatever the case is. So I do feel like this is about learning that you and your decisions are what creates your reality. And the more that you make decisions that align with what you are deserving of, the more that you will experience what you are deserving of. All right, current energy here for Virgo. Current energy for Virgo, please. Current energy for Virgo, please. Two of Swords. So it is your decision to end this cycle. This is your decision, Virgo. So what kind of decision? What is this decision? This decision to close out the cycle is in your hands. Clarifying this Two of Swords for Virgo's current energy. What is this decision for Virgo? The Nine of Cups. It's vague. It's really vague. It's saying that's that balance. Try to listen to your intuition and not your emotion. Those are two very different ways of feeling. Your intuition and your higher self are trying to lead you to better things. Your emotion will keep you repeating cycles. Find your balance between your head and your heart, because I feel like there's a big lesson here on not allowing yourself to repeat a cycle that you know deep down you don't want to repeat. Interesting. So the decision is yours. This decision is up to you. I don't even know what that necessarily means. This feels so vague. Immediate future for Virgo. Clarifying, find a balance with the Queen of Pentacles. What is this decision? Immediate future for Virgo. Immediate future for Virgo. Information that is revealed to you in your immediate future. Okay. This is getting like way off base. Okay. Seven of Swords in reverse with a strength. It just feels like the reading went from like one specific track to like just like I don't know exactly what it's saying. So, okay, let me get more on this. Find the balance of the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse with a strength. Can I get more on this? What is this freaking Nine of Cups saying? There's something I'm missing about this Nine of Cups. Give me just a second. I don't do this often, but when I do, it's for a reason. There's some word, something that I'm missing with this Nine of Cups. Happiness, satisfaction, harmony, accomplishment. Happiness, satisfaction, harmony, accomplishment. I'm going to get it. Just give me a second. Huh. Okay. So, okay. This Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, right? Like that's kind of the way it's coming through. But there's a need to get very realistic about your wish fulfillment. And understand that your wish fulfillment, what you're looking for, is actually more in your control than you think it is. Now, you need to separate your wish fulfillment, meaning you're wanting the perfect relationship that is meant for you, or you're wanting the financial abundance that you need to support the lifestyle that you're wanting. Whatever this wish fulfillment is, separate it from a specific outcome. Because there's a part of you that has a wish fulfillment, but is narrowing in your desire to one specific outcome. So you're saying it has to go this way or I'm not going to be happy. It has to be this or I'm not going to be happy. Because there's something here that is basically saying you're needing to make a decision based on what supports your happiness today, not with what supports the hope of a better tomorrow. So for instance, if you're in a relationship and that relationship isn't working out for you, you want to make sure that you're not making your decisions based on the potential of the happiness that you could have should this thing work out, but you're making your decision based on how things are today, the reality of today. Because I feel like, okay, it's all making sense now. I feel like a lot of your decision has been based on the potential for something in the future, the potential for something getting better. That's why you're facing so many obstacles, is because I feel like it's almost like this feels like the universe is saying, make sure that your decisions are aligned with what makes you happy today, or are aligned with walking away from what doesn't make you happy today, instead of the potential for what could make you happy tomorrow. Because your faith is in believing that the universe always has something better in store for you if something is not aligning with your happiness today. Immediate future here for Virgo. So I want more on that because that is a weird way that message was presented. Immediate future for Virgo. because you're stuck in a hope cycle. Six of Wands in reverse with the Four of Cups. I call it the hope. It's like the hope disappointment cycle. Hope dash disappointment cycle. You hope for things to change. You're provided with something that gives you hope that things are changing. Things don't change and you're brought back to disappointment. But then something happens where you're given hope for things to change and then something. And what that is it can be like you're experiencing disappointment and you watch a tarot reading that tells you everything that you ever dream of is going to come true tomorrow. And then you're experiencing disappointment when that doesn't happen, because the reality of the situation is the universe doesn't just hand you on a silver platter your dreams and your manifestations. You have to work for them, as within, so without. Or, for instance, you're in a relationship and you're waiting for that person to change, and maybe that person, you have a conversation, that person gives you hope that they're going to change, right? They tell you, oh, I want to change, and this relationship means so much to me, and then you're like, great, you have this hope that things are going to change, and then they don't. And you're let back to that person doesn't change, and you're creating disappointment for yourself again. But then that person, you have a conversation, oh, I promise I'm going to change. I promise I'm going to change. Maybe they do a little bit for a couple weeks or even a couple months, and then eventually things go back to the way they were. And there's this energy of like hoping for things to change in a specific way and getting disappointed when they don't, when in reality there's a need to make a decision that differs from the decisions that you have been making. That is why this decision is so important. It is not necessarily, it's a decision to do something different. Do something different than the decisions you have made in the past that have created the same cycle. That's why this decision is within your control. That's why this decision is in your hands. That's why it's almost like it's that, and I'm not calling you insane, but it's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? When we get ourselves stuck in cycles, again, I'm not saying you're insane, but when we get ourselves stuck in cycles, it's when we make the same decisions, we choose the same people, we ignore the same red flags, we allow the same conversations and arguments to take place, and our decisions don't ever change. If our decisions don't change, our reality isn't going to change. And the same thing kind of goes, it's like if you've always done what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. If you don't change your decisions, if you don't do something different, you will stay stuck in the cycle. But the difference is this time you're needing to make a decision based on faith that the universe has something better in store for you, that the universe is supporting you towards your highest potential, towards the desires that you want the most, even if they don't look like what you think they will. So keep that in mind. Your decisions need to be different this time. Immediate future for Virgo. That feels vague, but I feel like maybe someone out there is like, okay, I get it. Immediate future for Virgo. Got lost there for a second. We found our way back. This is walking away from something. Virgo, this is walking away from something. This is closing the door on something. Let me get clarity on this Eight of Cups in Virgo's immediate future. I wish this Two of Swords was still in the deck, because I feel like it would be like this needs to be your decision. Clarifying this Eight of Cups for Virgo's immediate future. It's like finding a balance. The Eight of Swords. Oh, there's the Queen of Pentacles. The Knight of Swords, not Eight of Swords. It's like finding a balance between having faith that the universe is supporting you and doing your part. Because remember, it's co-creation with the universe. The universe can't bring you your desires if your decisions don't align with them. Whew, that was a whirlwind of a reading, and I feel like we're still kind of jumbled. So hopefully we'll get some clarity in the extended. I am going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to clarify these messages, dive deeper into them, and then look at like what you should do, like what your decision should be. And then I have an actual advice card to pull for you at the end. So thank you so much, Virgo, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated for you in a way that you were needing today. I do want to mention, because I got a lot of new Virgo subscribers last week, if this is your first time watching a general reading, don't think that I switch off between general and love reading. So I do this past, present, and future reading, and then I do the reading between the two, a connection, and I kind of flip back and forth between those every week. So you can keep that in mind moving forward. And then, as always, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Right? Bye, Virgo.